Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, everyone.
Ryan and Mandy here with Sea Gods again.
Woo.
Show number 2 today.
I love talking to you. Thank you for showing up and being here.
Yeah, we're doing lots of shows this month because, one, it's Black Friday. And if you're new to Stage 10 and you're watching through mobile or on our interactive player, on mobile, in the bottom of the screen, you'll see a little shopping cart. This is our dog, by the way. And you can buy products that we're talking about as we're talking about them right within this broadcast. You don't have to leave the broadcast. If you're watching on desktop, there should be a little thing on the left-hand side that shows what we're talking about. If you have any questions about the products or anything paddleboard related, put them in the comment section. We're happy to answer. The more conversation we get going, the better.
It is way more fun if we have some questions to answer.
I feel like one of those
we
soft
just
skills
ramble
guys.
a lot.
Yeah,
like
I just did just there.
Anyways, we're not here to talk about Black Friday, even though it's so exciting.
We are a little bit.
Yeah, but I want to talk about
Let's
this.
get it out of the way. Get it out of the way. Black Friday. We're doing Black Friday all month. BFCM35 is our Black Friday discount code. 35% off all of our boards that are in stock. We also have the Fleet, which is a really rad package we're doing only for November. That's the dock, any 2 boards of your choice, and the Essentials Gear package for $31.99 Canadian. It's about $2,500 American because the American dollar is killing us.
Yeah, so good. You guys are getting a great deal. It's everything that we use, and Pearl, she comes to. Every day of the summer, we're out there. We've got 2 boards and the dock and all the extra stuff that we love all in one package to make it really easy so no one misses out on any of the most commonly ordered accessories.
We also have something else sort of fun. If you're addicted to watching us, and this is the second time you've seen us today, we've made 2 small changes to our show. One bigger change that's technical. In the comments section, let us know what the 2 changes are that we made, and we'll send you a $50 gift certificate at the end of the show that you can apply on top of our Black Friday deals. If you can name the 3rd one, which is more of a technical one, you may not be able to, you can't physically see it. That's the hint. We'll send you another $50 there too. So if you're watching the show and you haven't watched the other one, pull it up. You have until the end of the show to figure out what the differences are. Let us know in the comments. The first commenter that gets it right gets the $50. So just a little fun thing to do since we're doing this twice.
During production, all day and most of the night, I am doing that game, spot the 10 differences to make sure that the design that we make is actually transferred 100% correct to the files that the manufacturer uses. So let's see if you're good at this game too.
Yeah, with a magnifying glass. Because on our boards, if you don't already know this, all of our boards are original print or original artwork that we commission from independent artists. So every single board that we make is basically a limited print of an original painting. And that's what we're here to talk to you about today. One of our new boards that we are releasing next year, we're putting it on for pre-order, which started this morning in our morning broadcast. It's called the Soul Flyer, and the artist responsible for this design is Eduardo Bollioli.
We are so grateful to him to put together our vision on a canvas with these amazing colors, and the name, boom, the name of this piece from Eduardo is the Flyer. And we wanted to add some more because we thought, well, the board gives kind of this tropical feel, this amazing, you're relaxing on vacation, gliding out smooth into the tequila sunrise. So we added soul. And it's got 2 different meanings, right?
It's ambiguous.
It is.
Right? Because soul means sun in Spanish. But also the ambiguous part of it is that this piece just really speaks to our soul. And also so does paddleboarding. We're sort of attached to the water, which is just an inexplicable kind of feeling that you get when you spend a lot of time on the water. The energy that you get from the ocean, it's just, there's nothing else really like it. And so...
Yeah, one of our big hashtags we love putting out there, we actually put it on our paddle, is find your sanctuary, because that's what I feel like I do out there on the water. It's just, that's the place where I can leave all my worries behind on the shore. And so we mashed up the name Soul and Flyer to come up with this beautiful piece on a brand new board. We are releasing 3 new boards. That was one of the questions from the earlier broadcast in the Facebook. So we do get them. We try our best to answer you.
3 completely new boards and 1 half new board.
Yeah.
That we haven't really talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about that one.
Yeah.
But you'll have to tune into our next shows. So next week on Wednesday, we're doing the next board. Wednesday after that, we're doing the next board. And the Wednesday after that, we'll be in Baja doing the next board.
I love it.
So
I love it. Do we
tuned.
have anything, Annabelle? Any questions yet?
Not yet, but those will be joining us on Instagram. And
Amazing.
Oh, terrific. Welcome, everybody. If you
Welcome.
haven't joined us before, this is our live broadcast. We do it through Stage 10. We're on Instagram Live. That's a new thing for us today. This broadcast, first time we've been on Instagram Live, and we're releasing the Soul Flyer. So this is the original painting. And that's still something that I think a lot of people don't fully understand. When we talk about exclusive artwork on Sea Gods boards, we're talking about getting original paintings. So this is the real life canvas.
Annabelle's going to bring up this picture.
Eduardo Bolioli did for us.
This is the man.
And it gets printed on our boards. So it's an extremely limited print, and we keep the originals. Our office at this point is like half board shop, half art gallery.
Yeah, let's show. Awesome. Yes, this is some of Eduardo's other art. When we commission this artwork, we commission it based on their portfolio, their other. We just fell in love completely with, don't be jealous. Yeah, I love Eduardo and all he does and all he makes and all his art. He is from Uruguay, but he is in Hawaii when he made this amazing piece. And we're going to talk about the board shape. So it's not just pretty, which absolutely is. It is gorgeous. But it's got a whole new shape that the SUP world has not seen before. And I'll let Ryan talk about the shape. I won't interrupt you, I promise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Before we get to that shape.
Oh, okay.
Just because we got some stuff playing right now showing how Eduardo came to this piece.
Yes.
Right now you're just watching a video that Eduardo made for us, and it kind of just shows a little bit of his process and how he makes it. And so the canvas that we have on the Soul Flyer, it's painted with like this crazy gradient that goes from like sort of a really deep hot pink at the bottom all the way up to sort of a yellowy orange, which kind of gives it the tequila sunrise feel. And then he uses Posca pens to do the line work on top of that, which is basically like a fancy sort of paint pen, I guess.
Yes, Eduardo Bolioli is the man who created this process of using Posca pens on surfboards. And now it's been used by a lot of artists, but fun fact, he is the first. And so he is like the OG surfboard artist, and we are just so stoked to have him help us out with this.
Yeah, and what the beauty with Posca pens is you actually get a lot of crazy detail, but it's a painting,
Yeah.
And it's hard to imagine that when you see it on the board that this is actually a painting, but it is. And that's one of the cool things about the boards that we make, on top of the fact that they're really great performing boards.
And it's super limited. Like, we're not printing 1,000 of these things. We are making a small quantity of boards. So when you get your Soul Flyer, you're going to have like one of a couple hundred, and then it's gone. It's not like we just mass produce. Everything we do is very like small. It's very limited. And the reason we're putting it for pre-order is because our container, our first shipment, is almost always completely sold out before it even arrives.
Mm-hmm. So for those of you that might be interested, hey, how can I pre-order this board? Just throwing that question out there for folks. In case you want to leave any questions, by the way, just put them in the comment section. Annabelle's behind the screens working hard. She'll let us know what your question is, and we're happy to answer them live on screen. Any paddleboard related questions, condition related questions, weather related questions.
Your love life, I'll get back to you on that later.
Yeah, we'll leave those out of the comment section. But, we don't moderate, so
anything goes.
Say what you want to say. Let's talk about the shape. So I'll have Annabelle. She's going to pull up a picture of the board. And when we talk about pre-orders, when you go to our site, or in this case, right within the broadcast, you can pre-order this board. What does that mean? That means you get the board at a really sweet discounted price, because you have to have a little bit of patience. So when you order the board, say you order it today, they aren't going to ship until never quite nail down exactly when they're going to arrive, until they're only about a week out.
But I do like a ton of emails to keep you really informed. Anytime I get an update, I send it out to you. If something happens in your life, you decide you can't accept this board anymore, we do 100% refund before it ships. And we always like are coming out with new accessories, so I'll give you a heads up on that. Do you want to add anything into your order before it's shipped? You order it with pre-order, 1, to save, 2, to make sure that you're not going to miss out on the first shipment and be waiting until March for it. And 3, it really helps us to know like what boards do we need to order what amount of, so that we don't get totally sold out, because I hate disappointing people, but we usually do sell out.
So that's how the pre-order works. You can pre-order right in this broadcast. You can check it out on our site. I still need to update the US site, so sorry about that, folks. But I think with the exchange rate, we have seagods.ca, seagodsup.com. Seagodsup.com is our US site. The prices are in US dollars. The Canadian site, the prices are based in Canadian dollars. Depending on what country you're from, you might see it in different currency, and our Canadian dollar has been doing so crappy that I think the American price is actually cheaper on the Canadian site. So, we ship all over North America for free regardless.
Yeah.
So if you're in the States and you order from seagods.ca, it's all good. We'll still ship it to you for free. Yeah.
The shape. Let's talk about the shape.
Talk about the shape.
Miss the shape.
Miss the shape.
Okay, so this board is called a hybrid all-around longboard. And that's because you can see it's literally all around. The nose, the tail, it's all around. Is really good for maneuverability. And the reason you want it to be maneuverable is because you see something cool in water and you want to flip around and follow it. Why do you like maneuverability?
It's actually really stuff like that. So if you've ever paddle surfed before, having a really nimble board makes it easier to get out past the break. And then when you're choosing your waves, it makes it easy to do a quick pivot, hop on the wave. And then when you're done the wave, it's easy to do another quick pivot back out and start getting out past the break. So that's one reason. Another is just avoiding obstacles, stuff like that. And if you like to play around, having a maneuverable board is really great. But another thing about this board, you may notice that the shape is similar to the Elemental Wave. That's kind of where it gets its all-around sort of shapeness, is based on the Elemental Wave. But it's got a lot more of an aggressive taper towards the back. So you'll see the widest part up near the handle. It's 33 inches wide, so you'll find it's actually a little bit more stable than the Elemental Wave.
Yeah.
But it's 11 feet long.
Which is going to, when people want stability, they're going from the Elemental Wave hopping to the Diatom, and they're gaining 2 more inches. And that's great. If you want to skip the learning curve and you want to stand up and keep your hair dry, like first time out, the Diatom is good, but you get a little bit of trade-off on your efficiency. Enter the Soulflyer.
Yeah, so 11 feet long makes it like quite a bit more efficient. You gain quite a bit of tracking because of the longer length.
Yeah.
But with the more aggressive taper at the back, you gain a little bit more what is called board release, and so it's like getting the board off the water and the water release off the back, so it improves your efficiency a little bit. You get a little bit better tracking, and then you mix that in with some maneuverability. It turns out to be a really, really fun board.
Yeah.
And this board is made with our CX technology, so it's also really, really light at like 20.5 pounds. So it's right up there with some of our lightest boards that we make, which means you can hike with this bad boy. You hear me talk about alpine lakes all the time. I really like paddleboarding in lakes that are hard to get to because then, one, you get the lake to yourself half the time, and the other is you're like maybe one of 10 people who have ever paddled on that lake, which is this kind of a cool feeling.
You go way further though. I mean, I hike the boards up to a lake and, not on the painting pup. I love this art. I don't want dog hair on it. Good girl. So we've been hiking and thought we're going to be the only ones at the lake, and we got there and it was like a party. There were so many people, and taking your board out on an alpine lake is not as crazy as it used to be. So Ryan has to go even further to be the only one.
Lindeman Lake, if you're from BC and you're watching, Lindeman Lake is a pretty easy hike though. It's pretty easy. It's like 2 kilometers. It's no big deal.
Fun.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about the board. So this board, Annabelle, I know you keep having to flip. Can you bring up the picture again? Because it is something new and exciting that always pushing the line on design. And if you look at this pad
and technique,
and Yeah.
Not just design. We design things that are crazy, like our, but then we have to build it once we make the design, and that's the real tricky part.
Yeah, our team over on the production line was like, "Oh my gosh, Mandy, you're me with this pad." It is a brand new way to cut out that top layer to show this gradient, the tequila sunrise on the pad there. You see through the banana leaves, you've got the gradient with the hot pink going up to the yellow with the black overlay. So this is not painted. This is going to be like three-dimensional. It's going to have the gradient underneath and then a black layer of crocodile skin on top.
So basically what this is the EVA pad is made out of 2 layers of EVA. So a lot of folks have asked us, how are our pads made? And you may or may not know that our pads on our existing boards the pieces are die cut, and they're physically together by hand, and they're glued together like pieces of a puzzle. That's how you make multi pads. Pads that are printed, you don't just the long-lasting color if it's printed, but with die cut pads, the EVA pad is the color, so it doesn't wear off. With the Soulflyer and some of our other boards that we're going to be releasing this year, it has 2 layers. So the bottom layer is actually a die-cut EVA pad with the color gradient that matches the painting. The top layer is all black. And then we have a banana leaf line work design, also from Eduardo, which is what the blue lines are on the painting. And they CNC out the leaf pattern on the black layer. And so when those 2 pieces of EVA pad are put together, it reveals the lower piece of EVA, which is the tequila sunrise piece.
Yeah. So what do you care about? It's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be grippy, and it's going to be really soft and comfortable on your feet.
And it's going to be like nothing else you've ever seen. I am sure of that.
Yes. Everything we make, with our lifetime warranty, we're not making this for a year, 2 years. We make boards that are going to last a really long time. They're going to be durable. They're going to be like just the best quality that's possible to make, really.
Yeah, that's what we strive for.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the fin?
Sure. Where is it?
All right.
There we go. So this is another cool thing that we're introducing this year, and I'll get Annabelle to just switch the camera there, is the split fin. And so this split fin box has been sitting on my desk for like 2 years, and it's been like, should we use it? Should we not use it? And this year, I think we're at a point where this design is really great. And so I got another fin box here. This is the fin box that you see on all of our boards. It's an Air 7 fin box, and if you hear me talk about fin boxes a lot, especially in like chats when people ask me about them. There is a lot of imposter fin boxes out there, I think, and we get ours directly from Air 7, which is just one of these small quality things you don't really notice. If I had another fin box that looked the same, I could show you. But this is what we have on all of our existing boards. This is a single piece fin box. It's a really great fin box. It's really hard to fold if you don't get the roll on your board perfect when you're putting it away. So what Mandy's got in her hand there is a 2-piece Air 7 fin box. And so what we do with that is those pieces sit about 4 centimeters apart.
Exactly 4 centimeters apart.
Your fin, still the same Kamano click fin system that we use on all of our boards. But when you're rolling up, the middle of this is not a solid piece. So now you don't have to worry about getting your fold or your roll exactly perfect. With this fin box, it can just bend in the middle. And so you have an easier time storing your board, but you also have less wear points. Not that that's really a problem with this fin box, but when you're traveling and stuff like that, you just have a fin box now that can move. And so it's going to last even longer. So it's a really great design, we think, and it will be featured on the Soulflyer. This sample is black, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's
but
going to be green.
It's going to be green. We're never getting away from the green fin boxes.
And this is the fin that you're going to get. This fin is going to give you the feeling that the Soulflyer should have. It's going to be more stable, and it's going to give you that tracking. So those are the things we're looking for in performance in the Soulflyer. It's going to be super stable, and it's going to give you amazing tracking. So this is what you're going to have with it.
Groovy.
Yeah.
That's the fin box.
There we go.
What do we got for time? We got a little bit of time left. If anybody's just joining us, our live broadcast, we are introducing the Soul Flyer, which is one of our new board shapes for this upcoming year. And it is with artwork from Eduardo Bolioli. Right behind me is the original painting that is featured on this board. And it's hard to imagine this isn't just like a drawing or like a printed something. But this is an actual canvas with the gradient painted on it, Posca pens for line work, and then these Malolo fish, which are the flying fish.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the Malolos.
Yeah, I just threw it out there.
Yeah, Annabelle, on this screen you have, I see just my waist down. They don't actually see just my waist down, right? Because like I look better the top up.
I'm just gonna do that there.
Sweet. Malolo is the Hawaiian name for fish. And that is where the artist Eduardo Bolioli is living. Even though he is from Uruguay, he is in Hawaii right now making this amazing surf art. And if you've ever seen Surf Magazine and gone to the 2-page inside spread and seen this amazing rip curl wave with like this bright looking board on it, it's probably his art because he has nailed it. That you want something that you can see from miles away. It's going to be day glow. It's going to be gorgeous. When you take a picture out in the water on the board, it's just going to pop. It's going to look so good. And that's where like this whole like soul flyer is really going to make you feel good to see it out there. Like it's like seeing a dog you're driving and it just like makes you feel happy. That's how this board makes you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's got the flying fish, those little malolos. You're out cruising on the boat and you're just looking out and you see something like jump out of the water and like poop off. And you're like, is that a bird? Like, birds way out here? What's going on? And then it disappears back in. These little dudes can fly for like quite a while. Yeah, they're awesome. I love them. It's really special to see them. And it's really, really cool to have these Malolos all over the board to kind of give that feeling that you're going to have when you're riding it, of just like that smooth, easy cruising.
Good question,
Yeah.
James. Says, can you get this board in time for Christmas?
James, I wish you could. I wish I could. No. But if you order it in time for Christmas, you can give them a gift card. You can print out a picture of it in a nice little box and be like, get stoked, babe. It's coming in January or February. Yeah.
Or whoever you want to get it for, your mom. I don't know if you probably don't call your mom babe.
Probably not. Sorry. Your kids, your partner, whoever it is that you want to treat. No, you can't get this until Christmas. But if you wait until it is in stock, it's not going to be that sweet 25% pre-order price.
That's right.
Yeah.
But if you do need a board in stock and you want it for Christmas, we do have our Black Friday sale, which is just
Yeah.
like it's unreal. 35% off all boards in stock. So check out our website. Any of the boards you see there that aren't pre-order boards in stock only, BFCM 35 at checkout, save 35% off. As many boards as you like. You want to get 20
Yeah.
boards? That's a great deal.
You know what?
Like every
The
fourth
Elemental
board's free.
Wave is my current favorite. It's all around. It's the one I take everywhere with me when I travel. So if you want to actually have the box wrapped up under the tree, and you can't wait for this beauty, then I recommend the Elemental Wave. So
There you go.
there we go.
For anybody who's just joining us, by the way, besides our board introduction that we're doing, and besides the Black Friday stuff, I don't know if anybody's guessed yet, but this is our second broadcast today, and we made 2 small changes, and we made 1 bigger change. If you can name the 2 small changes, the first person to name the 2 small changes and get it right, we're going to send you $50 that you can use towards any board purchase on top of the discounts that might be out there. If you can name the third change, which is more of a technical one, you can't really see it.
But it helps you to see it.
But it helps you to see it. We'll give $50 to that person as well. If you get all 3 of them, you're getting $100. So just for some fun interaction. But we do have one more thing that we haven't talked about yet, which is sitting right beside you there.
Oh,
Because all of our new boards that we are coming out with, we are changing up our pump a little bit. Our pump that we have with the CX boards and the ULF boards, it's a great pump. But we do have some small improvements going back to the Bravo branded pumps. So all of our valves are Bravo. All of our pumps for some of our older boards were Bravo. And during COVID, they had some supply issues big time. And so we went to a different brand, which is a great pump, 3-stage pump.
You know what? This pump is awesome, and it's easy to use, and it inflates your board super fast. But some of the more petite folks have trouble with the two chambers being the same size.
Yeah.
And so, we've got the electric pump. We can still get you up.
But this pump here, it's similar to the pump that our current CX ELF boards in that it's got 2 chambers. It's got 3 stages. Stage 1, it inflates from both chambers on the way up and down. Stage 2, it inflates from both chambers only on the way down. And stage 3, it inflates from this smaller chamber here only on the way down. So you can see, maybe you can't see, it's hard to notice, but when you're up close, the chambers are different sizes. And so when you're at the higher pressures, like 10 psi plus with this skinnier chamber, it's really easy to finish off the inflation of that board. The feet fold up, make it a little bit easier to store. The handles can come off as well, just like our existing pump. So it's still easier to store. And the materials used are just a little bit lighter. So it's just as robust, but it's honestly like almost an entire pound lighter than our existing pump. So it just makes the whole package a little bit easier to use. And we timed me, it was like 3 minutes, 27 seconds or something like that.
You're killing it.
To get a board up to 16 psi. So we call that 4-minute fitness. Whenever folks say, how hard is it to inflate? It's really kind of a subjective question because it depends on the person.
But this little chamber here makes it way easier when you're going between like 13 to 16 psi. I used to have to like lean on it, but now with this one, I can still do like that.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And the other cool little feature about it is there's just some maintenance instructions on the back. We've talked about pump maintenance a lot. This pump is a lot easier to maintain in that you can get access to both chambers just from these bottom plates here. Apply a little grease on there. Your pump will last even longer. I think a lot of people don't grease their pumps. But if your pump is starting to get a little bit dry inside there, you might notice after you inflate a couple boards, say you do it in one session, these chambers get pretty hot.
That's if you're like you, trying to do it in 4 minutes. If you use your pump like I
do it in 4 minutes.
When you're like, oh, giving her, it gets like pretty hot. But when you do it like me, and you're just like, it's all right.
Yeah. And then I'm like 3 kilometers out and past the shore going, are you coming? And then you're like, a couple more hours here, I'll be inflated.
If you're just joining us, I want to talk about this board. Eduardo Pugliese. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Here comes Mandy on the camera.
There we go.
Oh, yeah,
you should be able to see it right here.
He's sweet.
So this is the piece. So this is the original painting by Eduardo Pugliese. And this is the painting that is featured on our new board, the Soul Flyer. It really doesn't do it justice on camera, but this is a painting. This is a painting on canvas. It just looks so
these shadows. These shadows here. So Eduardo did all this with Posca pen and made these little shadows. So when you see the board, it's like the fish are actually like jumping off the board. It looks 3-dimensional. It is just like one of my favorite pieces. I was so excited. And when it arrived, I couldn't believe how bright it is. Like, it actually is day glow. So it's got the banana leaf pattern, and he drew the same line work for the pad, which is super cool to have like this congruency to the whole board to how it'll match up. This is the board that you're going to take when you want an all-around board, you want that maneuverability, and you want to go for longer distances on it. This is going to be the board when you want that extra stability too.
Right. Yeah. That's it.
All right. Do we have any other questions, Annabelle, from anyone?
No, I think that's all the questions already.
Sure.
Amazing.
Well,
you guys hit us up if you have any more.
If you guys have any more questions, put them in the comment section, and we can go on a little bit longer and answer questions.
Totally.
If not, you can always hit us up, info@seagods.ca, hit us up in the chat on our website, Facebook, Instagram, where else? Phone numbers are in there.
Yeah.
feel free to phone us. Half the time you get me and your eye, which is rare for companies these days.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
people are mostly shocked when they go in the chat and they think they're getting a bot, and we're like, nope, we got an actual
No, just
human.
us.
People.
Just us.
Yeah.
Making cool boards. But again, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes,
Oh, we have some.
changes coming in from Crystal.
Oh,
So the 3 changes were ... Split fin box.
nope. Close.
Oh, the changes to the board this
Oh,
year.
was I not?
Not clear.
I was.
That was a good one. Did you get the rest?
They might just be sending.
The changes we're talking about are between the two broadcasts.
Oh, that's okay.
So we had a
Let's see.
morning broadcast and an afternoon broadcast.
I want to know if you got the 3 changes on the actual like board. Let's hear it. ... Come on, Crystal.
Mary's commented for the best.
Oh, you got
But
it.
you got to get both. There's 2 changes. The vest is one. You have the other change. The change has to do with something that rhymes with shmush mission.
I don't know what that means. Shmish, shmish.
Well, that's a made-up word that the answer rhymes with.
I didn't get that.
So Crystal's guess was split fin box, new shape, new artwork, new deck, and new pumps. New changes to our board.
Those are correct. Those
Give her 50. Give her 50. That was like paid attention, and Ryan was super clear.
I was
And
clear. That's okay.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you for like watching and getting it. That's sweet.
Good enough. Good enough.
Yes.
That's reminds me of our dry enough bags, which is whew, that's a
Oh yeah,
that's
he's
a
trying to think.
that's
Can
a
we just address best? Because these just came.
oh my gosh.
We love our production team, and we want to take like really good care of the people who are actually making the boards. And so we
This is
just
their
love the sweet best. Yeah. So they were new, and we wanted a sample to make sure they're actually like really good and useful.
Yeah.
And they have so many pockets.
Yeah. Lots of cool stuff.
So
But-
that's it.
One last thing before we go. If you guys don't already follow us on Shop, please follow us on Shop because we are doing a roadshow with Stage 10, which is going to start our first broadcast in December. December 1st, we're hitting the road in our Seaguts van. It's not a camper van, by the way. A lot of people think it's this like crazy camper van. It's
our
got a
cargo
bed
van.
that's in it, and all of our stuff. And we're kids, and we're driving White Rock, BC, all the way down to the path, doing Baja. Similar trip last year. This year, we are going bringing the Baja to our audience. So every Wednesday on our shows, we'll be on a beach somewhere. We'll be paddleboarding. Maybe we'll be in a city. Maybe we'll be just in the desert. You know, maybe we'll be in Cerro Negro, which is all flat. But there's lots of cool places. San Ignacio, maybe we'll be. But we're going to be hitting up cool spots. We're going to be broadcasting from spots to kind of show you guys what Baja is like.
When I am paddling with the whale sharks, I am definitely going to go live and show you these amazing creatures. In La Paz, they're just like, this is what I'm stoked
It's going to
on.
be really fun. So if you follow us on Shop, you'll see our little card kind of halfway down when you're scrolling on your mobile device there that says See Gods Live. Make sure you hit the reminders button on. You'll get a ping whenever we go live. And then you can check us out in Baja. We can answer questions about Baja and talk about all the paddleboarding stuff. And it's going to be a really good time. Hopefully we get some good conversation going about paddling and traveling. So
I just want to like, don't leave Mary hanging. Switched places.
position.
Oh,
Schmushmission.
Places. I
The
would have got
best. Best.
switch places.
We switched positions. And the technical bonus third one was that first broadcast that we've done with actual like technical lighting, which you can't really see in the background. But if you watch the two broadcasts side by side, I think you would notice a big difference.
Yeah,
Maybe it would.
the light really helped bring up the day glow, which is like what we wanted to show to you. So
Yeah.
thank you, everyone. Is there more?
Message from Crystal is what happened on Dragon's Den? Did you get the deal?
Oh, did you not watch Dragon's Den?
Fun.
Check out. We didn't make a deal.
The US. I don't
But
know.
it was a terrific experience. We learned a ton. We got to showcase our boards. We got a bunch of really great feedback on our boards. But if you want to watch the episode, you can go to CBC. I don't know if the website's
I don't
actually
know if
CBC.
they can if she's American.
It doesn't matter.
At Dragon's Den, we learned that we are really, really good at making boards, but not so good at making profit. because
We're not,
like
we're not big enough.
terrible,
We're not-
but they're
we're not
like,
big enough.
you pay a lot of money to artists, don't bang out like a million boards. We're like, no, we care about quality.
Yeah.
Like
We're-
weird.
we just weren't big enough. So, but that's okay. It's good. We learned a lot. We had a really good time. We got to meet some people, and you can check it out. Google CBC Jam Dragon's Den, and we're on there. You go through what is it, season 13, episode
4.
4. What is
Yeah.
it, season? The latest season. It aired October 12th.
18. But that's okay because see are those boys on the dock just having so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so the dock has gained like huge popularity from Dragon's Den. And hence the fleet. Everyone wants the dock. Let's do the dock and the package that we love. So yes, Dragon's Den was super.
And then I think that's it. Thank you everybody for joining us. Check us out on Facebook, CGOTS.ca, CGOTS.com. We're on Instagram, CGOTS up. Pinterest is something we do now, sort of.
We're-
TikTok, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're working on it.
Yeah.
You know?
And then, stay tuned
Well, there's
for our
more.
next live broadcast, which will be next Wednesday. Wednesday as well. We got a board release. I want to see it. Dope.
It's awesome.
This is
The
dope,
Soul
dude.
Flyer.
All right,
Stay
guys.
safe. Keep paddling.